much strength rugby requires. But you know that is their rugby. Their rugby requires a lot of strength. But I'm playing a woman. I'm playing against a woman. If I'm playing against a woman, what makes you think that I cannot play it because it's a male-dominated field? I'm not playing with men. I'm playing with women. So I don't know why they tend to think that male rugby is better. It is sweeter. No, Mimi, as a woman, I'll be strong enough to face another woman because she's a woman like me. So if I can strength train, I can condition, I can get the skills, I can play against a woman. But to them, they don't see it like we can grow rugby and let women rugby to be their own, and grow women rugby and let it be women rugby on its own. It's not about of me coming and playing with men. It's me playing with a woman. That way, if I have the skills, I'll definitely shine because it's like an equal person to me. But I don't know why you assume rugby should be male dominated. It shouldn't be. It should be women dominated. It should be. Because we're not playing against you guys. We're playing against us. Oh, sorry. We're not playing against men. We're playing against women. I started as a fan. I had a friend who played rugby and I even never knew. I was in UA. I was in campus. I had started campus. I was in first year, my first semester. I had a friend who played rugby, and I found them one day there with the rugby team, and they told me, "Come for our game next time." They were from playing a game, and there was a culture day happening at UA, so he came to that culture day. So I met my friend. I was like, "These are my teammates." They're like, "Come for our next game," and I went for the next game. I went and I started from there. I never skipped their training. I would go to their training just to watch them. Rugby just fascinated me. I just loved the game from when I started. I started watching rugby in first year, in 2017 in UAE. And I just became a fan, and I grew from there, from being a fan. In 2018, I pioneered the team, starting over. Now I am so glued to rugby. I'm like, you can't just be a fan. I didn't know I could do reffing or coaching at that time. So like, just can't be a fan. Let's start a women's team. And the then team manager for the males team was very supportive, and he wanted the women's team himself. So we started our women's team. We played until COVID came. Since COVID, it has all been up and down. We've only played one game since then. Since we came back from COVID, we've only played one game. I was born in Muranga County, a place called Keno. That has been my home since up to date. That is where I come from. That is where I schooled my primary education. High school, I went to Modale Girls in Kitui County. There is no rugby there. I don't even think the girls there know there is a game called rugby, because even the males, hakuna, even in the male boys' schools, hakuna rugby in Kitui County. So that is why I did my high school in Kitui County. Yeah, and I got a chance to come to University of Eldoret to do agriculture education. Awaiting graduation next month, hoping to make the list. I never found a sport I love, so I never identify it as that world. I have played volleyball, I have played basketball, I have played netball, and I've played football as a goalkeeper in high school. I have played all those 4 games. I have tried table tennis, but none got to me. I went for 1 game, and after that I never wanted it again. I moved to netball, never wanted it again. Moved to basketball, never wanted it. But when I came to rugby, I never got out of it. Tried all sports and none fitted me, so probably I would have tried rugby and it would have been the best for me, because I have when the women rugby was dying, it was on the low, we have no tournaments. I was in the UAE Trojans team. I am traveling with them as their team manager. I am fighting for their budget. I am doing this for them. I am there for the males team. I want to be in rugby. I had a back injury it happened in high school, but then ikaamka tena, is that the right word? Ikaamka tena when I was in campus. So I slowed down on playing rugby, and I did officiating level 1 for refereeing rugby. Yeah, but then my heart was not there. What I know is I love being in the sidelines of the game. I love being a fan. I love being a coach. I love managing the game. If I was to be asked today, if I want to be a player or to a coach, I would say a coach. I would love to be in the sidelines. That is what I resonate with most. Me seeing the game prosper, me seeing the game move forward, me seeing the game take a step forward. That is what I love. That is what I resonate with. That is what I will be there fighting for. Like, yes, let the male team do this. Wacha wapewe fixture hivi. I'll be the games tutor, namwambia hapana vijana hujawekea games za kutosha. I'll be there because I want to see the game progress. It's hard pushing for women in rugby because they are not tournaments. Hata nikienda kwa games tutor nimwambia aniweke kwa budget. Ananiweka kwa budget nikacheze nini? That is the issue. That is the root of, I would say, the root of failure in women rugby. If there were tournaments and fixtures that we actually know every year, tutakuwa na games at this time, tutakuwa na games at this time, it would be much easier even to train and to bring a team together. The Kenya Rugby Union is supports, especially the chairman, supports women rugby so much. There were tournaments before COVID. There were tournaments. We used to go for tournaments sponsored by union. They used to sponsor our transport. So you only look for food, and if your team is traveling from too far, you look for accommodation for yourself. So it's only they would provide transport, which was good enough, which is enough to motivate someone to go for a game. Transport, it's a place to sleep. I can even go sleep at my friend's place or something like that. And food I'll provide. I was going to eat those days that I was going to be home and not in a game. So it's easier. The Kenya Rugby Union is doing a lot to support women in rugby. But what they're not doing enough is they're not having enough women in leadership roles to speak out our issues. Because I'm speaking here, but I don't see someone here on top of me who I can speak to and that someone will speak to. There's a lady in the Kenya Rugby Union doing very good, Peris Mukoko. She sits at that table alone as a woman. Why? Have more women in those leadership roles so those women can voice our wants. Because our voices cannot be voiced by men. They have to be voiced by women. If it's in the North Rift region, if there's a meeting, there's a chair, there's a board for the North Rift rugby, let there be women. More women in leadership roles. That way, our challenges are being voiced, the things we want are being, if the budget is coming out, let there be women there to fight for us and say that, but you've not put money aside for women in rugby. You've not put aside money for holding tournaments for women, even if they don't have full fixtures. Those women in those leadership roles are the same women we want trained to be in the technical bench. Every year there are women being trained. If there's level 2 coaching being trained in Kenya, let there be a woman who in that last year there was level 2 coaching and there's no woman in that list who successfully trained at level 2. Let there be women training as SNC. Let there be women training to be technical, to be part of the management of rugby. That way, we're more confident. We're more, it's no longer a male-dominated field. There's a female team. There's Mwamba. Let that technical bench. Vile technical bench ya Mwamba male team is, the coach is male, the TM, the physio is male. Let it be Mwamba team ya madem, coach ni dem, team manager ni dem, physio ni dem. In a way that mimi kama dem najua leo naenda kucoach na dem anaelewa mashida zangu because yeye ni mwanamke kama mimi. So we understand each other. We are at par. But when you've been trained by a man, it's hard. I know of a player who stopped playing rugby basically because she couldn't take being trained by a man. Because as a coach, you have to body position the player. Maybe they're not positioning the body. You have shown them, you have instructed them, and they cannot position their body in the right way. You do it. You hold them and tell them, "Apana mgongo peleka hivi." Being you're a woman, there are women who are not comfortable that coming from a man. So if it was a woman, it's a whole different scene. It's a whole different people talking who understand each other, who have the same values, who understand their challenges. Me, apart from the challenges as a rugby player, the challenges as a woman, this woman does understand. My coach does understand. My team manager does understand. My physio does understand. So it becomes easier to even maneuver. If a woman is being trained by a man, there will be drama coming up. But why is there this drama? Because this man does not understand where I'm coming from. Yeah. So that is the root of it all. The fact that this man doesn't understand where I'm coming from. But if it's a woman and I tell her, she understands where I'm coming from. So there will be no drama. She understands. So she solves the situation and the situation is done. But a man does not understand where I'm coming from. Some coaches will be like, you're just a weak woman. Why are you not running? As in, what is going on? They do not understand that I'm a woman. I have my challenges. Some things are happening to me. It's not just the best time for me to be kuongeleshwa rudely, kushautiwa. It's just not the best time for me. It's a time for me. Yes, tell me what to do. Yes, give me the instructions of how to do. But how you tell me how to do those things? Are you telling me right? Because if you don't tell me right, I am emotional. I will shout. I will cause drama. Because you don't understand where I'm coming from. But if it's a woman, yes, it does pose a challenge, but there's little I can do. There's little I can do because I cannot voice. Who am I voicing to? That's what I'm saying. Yes, there's no board in the county level. There's no chairman in the county level. But there is a board that sits at the national level. If that board had 5 women in them, instead of Paris Mukoko fighting for this alone, would be 2 steps ahead. Instead of Paris Mukoko fighting for women in rugby alone, can she do it with 3 other women? That way, what I voice, I know, mesa zingine hata unakaa hivi, you want to complain to Paris, but you're like, how many women are complaining to Paris? How many? She's doing this alone. How many? Yeah. So if more women in the leadership roles, it gets better because those women they'll have more women in rugby. They will make sure more women are trained at the technical level. Yeah, it sure is being undermined. But the region is being undermined because of exactly what you said. It is a region best known for track and field. So bringing in rugby is a big issue. But there are national schools in this place. There are extra county schools in this place. If you start girls rugby in Moi Girls, the audience in Moi Girls, the people you train in Moi Girls are not people from this region. You're training everyone from all over. But even girls in this region can play rugby. I have 3 girls from this region who play in my team, and they're good. Very good. So yeah, the region is being undermined. Just like if you go to Western or if you go to Central, for example, Njiri School, you'll never find the principal so big on track and field. Yeah, if they're renovating the field, maybe they will first renovate the football or the basket field. But if you go to a school in Wasingishu, they will definitely renovate the track field first. The steeplechase, that is what they will do first, because that is what this region is best known for. Even if we're being undermined, I don't think that is a challenge. If we had tournaments, those who want to play rugby will come. Would love to address the Kenya Rugby Union. Please bring us back our tournaments. We miss playing. We want to play. We want to be in rugby. We want to actively be players in rugby, not players just by name. Give us more tournaments, yeah, and fund us, finance us more, so we can be able to come for those games. And to my male counterparts in the rugby field, thank you for those of you who support us. Thank you those of you who stand with us, encourage us, motivate us, teach us the skills required in rugby, move with us, take each and every step with us. We appreciate you. We see your hard work. We see where it has gotten us. Yeah, thank you very much. And for those of you who do not support women in rugby, please, yes, it's a male-dominated field, but we're not playing against you. Grow me and grow another woman so I may have an opponent. Don't see I'm in this field alone. See, she's here. Let me bring her another lady who she can train with. See it like we're growing the game, not stop seeing a woman as soft, because she's not coming to play against you. She's going to play against another woman who is also soft. So they can do this. They can play the game. They can be in the game. They can have the skills. They can have the strength. They can condition enough to play the game. Yeah, and let's take rugby to higher places. Yeah, and all the best to the Kenya Lionesses team next month. As you play your games, as you face Uganda, all the very best. You're the best of the best. None like you. Best of the best.